There is never a dull moment for sports cars in the perceptions of people of all ages as a result of remarkable combination of attractiveness, strength, and agility. The first production model of the Bugatti Type 41 Royale during the 1920s and had the potential to achieve it is possible to reach speeds of up to 149 kilometers per hour. Thought to be the first car capable of reaching high speeds, and the needle on the speedometer keeps climbing higher and higher. Since today's quickest vehicles travel more faster than the TGV used in France, there are Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Porsches, and Jaguars over there. Are a great number of prestigious businesses that have made efforts to make their automobiles go faster than the rest. The records for the world's fastest cars are about to be broken. All records for speed in 2022 and rekindling our longing to see the world at any cost greater speeds. It is quite improbable that we will operate such vehicles beyond the scope of Forza Horizon and beyond the world. So, let's have a look at the top 10 fiercest automobiles currently on the road. Before we get started, could you please subscribe to the channel? And be certain to press the bell now. Let's get into it. Number 10, SSC Ultimate Aero 10. When it comes to production cars, the Bugatti Veyron set a new benchmark. Paused for a while by the SSC final the Aero before the Veyron and Extreme Sport. To get it back, SSC deployed it twin-turbocharged 2007's record-breaking model of this automobile. The final destination for the Ultimate, the Aero, accelerated to a blistering. It had a top speed of 256.1 miles per hour, and it maintained that until 2010 in the records. Finally, after a slew of special editions, iterations when it came to Aeros, the best one ever was finished up in 2013 and are no longer active. Nonetheless, SSC is in the process of creating a new contender for the crown, the Tuatara, which is the world's quickest mass-produced car. During the SSC increased the engine's output to 1,300 horsepower. Production halted, but record car still on the road had an astounding 1183 HP and 1094 pound of torque. In addition, it had a 6.9-liter motor. Replaced the standard 6.3-liter 5.8. Placed at 9 is the Koenigsegg Agera R. The Agera RS, which may be the quickest in its class, features the company's legendary 5.0-liter 508 engine, while the Agera R, which was produced between 2011 and 2014, features a maximum output of 1124 horsepower and 885 pound-feet of torque. The Swedish manufacturer set a few production car records with this model in 2011, but they were all broken by the Agera RS. The Agera R's highest speed was 260 miles per hour, making it nearly as fast as the Bugatti Veyron Super Sport. While this isn't a record, it nevertheless puts the Agera R in our top 10 list of quickest automobiles. 8th in line is Bugatti Chiron. The standard Bugatti Chiron, which was debuted in 2016 to replace the Veyron, also features on our list of Bugattis. The Chiron's quad-turbo W16 engine is similar to the Veyron's, but it produces 1479 horsepower and 1180 pound-feet of torque instead. The Chiron is limited to 261 miles per hour, which is slower than the Veyron Super Sport but faster than the next fastest car on this list, the Chiron Super Sport, which can reach almost 300 miles per hour. In 7th we have the Bugatti Veyron Super Sport. Even though it will be 17 years old by 2022, the Bugatti Veyron will still be one of the fastest supercars ever made. The reason the Veyron is on this list is due to the fact that in 2010, Bugatti announced it had set a new record with a top speed of 267.8 miles per hour in a specially modified Veyron Super Sport. To celebrate the event, Bugatti built a run of 30 cars called the World Record Edition, but they are limited to 258 miles per hour so as not to damage the tires. The most powerful version of the Veyron, the Super Sport, used an 8-liter W16 engine that generated 1184 horsepower, or 197 more than the base model. Number 6. Anise Hennessy Venom GT. The Venom GT was first introduced in 2011, and it remained in production until 2017. The extensively modified Venom GT, based on the Lotus Exige, has a twin-turbo 7-liter V8 engine that delivers up to 1244 horsepower and 1155 pound-feet of torque and is based on General Motors' LS7 Voltate. Only 13 cars were constructed, despite the seeming duration of the run. Despite the fact that the Venom GT hit a top speed of 270.4 miles per hour on the shuttle landing strip at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida in February 2014. It was not eligible for entry into the Guinness Book of Records due to Hennessy's policy of only allowing cars to set records in one direction. Now in our top 5 we have Koenigsegg Agera RS. Even though the record was broken less than 2 years after it was set by Koenigsegg's Agera RS, the fastest car in the world, the Agera RS still holds other records, such as the fastest time from 0 to 200 miles per hour, the fastest time from 200 miles per hour to a stop, and the fastest time from 0 to 200 miles per hour and back to a stop. Unlike Bugatti, Koenigsegg did not produce a special edition Agera RS to celebrate the record, but there were still only 25 built. At 4th we have SSC Tuatara. Disputes over who set the fastest peak speed are common, especially when it comes to SSC Tuatara purportedly reached a high speed of 331 miles per hour in October 2020. Making it by far the fastest automobile in the world at the time within hours of breaking the mythical and impossible 300-mile-per-hour barrier. People had started pointing out discrepancies in the movies, and lo and behold, the stats couldn't back up what would have been a record-breaking performance. Even though C's second attempt did not fare as well as the first, it did achieve a new record of 282.6 miles per hour. Proving that the Tuatara is indeed the world's fastest vehicle. The company decided to put any remaining questions to rest by attempting one final run. While it didn't reach 316 miles per hour or even 300 miles per hour, it was still a significant improvement over the Tuatara's previous top speed of 282.6 miles per hour, and the car is now ranked 4th among the world's fast. Position 3 for the Bugatti Chiron Super Sport. The standard Bugatti Chiron is already one of the fastest cars in the world, with a top speed of approximately 261 miles per hour. However, the French company wanted to break the existing record, so it took the Center Diasis engine, which has 99 more horsepower and 1578 horsepower overall than the Chiron, modified the aerodynamics, and added longer gear ratios. This resulted in the Bugatti Chiron Veyron Super Sport, which set the new record. There are only 30 of these cars in existence, which is enough for the Guinness Book of Records to certify the speed record. The modified automobile was capable of reaching a top speed of 304.7 miles per hour. In honor of the occasion, Bugatti created the Chiron Super Sport 300 as well as a production variant based on the prototype. Positioned 2nd Hennessy Venom F5, we learned in 2016 that Hennessy was working on a replacement for the GT that would be even better than the model it had previously replaced. To tell you the truth, the replacement wasn't a letdown. The supercar known as the Venom F5 had a brand new Voltate engine that produced more than 1,800 horsepower and nearly 1,200 pound-feet of torque. All of the power was sent to the back wheels with the use of a 7-speed automatic transmission. Every run has shown improvement, with the most recent one at NASA's runway in Florida reaching 271.6 miles per hour. However, Hennessy still has work to do in order to achieve its goal of 311 miles per hour. Do you believe the Hennessy Venom F5 will be able to go faster than 311 miles per hour? Koenigsegg is the best in its class, an unqualified victory for Jesko. You'd be wrong if you thought that Jessica was the pinnacle of Swedish automaker Volvo's creations. In 2020, the company unveiled the Jesko Absolute, a hyper version of the supercar with the suffix absolute. To make the Jesko Absolute unbelievably fast, Volvo improved its aerodynamics and high-speed road characteristics, among other things, by expanding the rear hood, covering the rear wheels, and lowering the suspension. The $2.8 million is a big hit with Lu. 1.600 metric horsepower maximum theoretically. Jesko is capable of 330 miles per hour, although it hasn't been driven fast enough to test this theory out. The first prototype was pulled from the oven in May 2022, so we should hopefully start seeing production models soon. If it turns out to be another Tuatara-style failure, we will be really disappointed, but for the time being, we will take Koenigsegg at their word that this is the fastest automobile in the world. Number 1 Koenigsegg Jesko Absolute. When you thought that the Swedish automaker's best creation was the Jessica, it made a hyper version of the supercar called the Jesko Absolute. To make the Jesko Absolute unbelievably fast, the company worked on its aerodynamics and high-speed road characteristics before it was unveiled in 2020. Thanks to changes like an expanded rear hood, covered rear wheels, and a lowered suspension, it has a low drag coefficient of just 0.278, while the FLU Louvre's the $2.8 million won 600 horses in total theoretically. Jesko can go 330 miles per hour, but the car hasn't reached that speed yet. Since the first prototype came out of the oven in May 2022, we can probably expect to see it out in the open soon. Overall, if this turns out to be another Tuatara-style disaster, we will be very disappointed. For now, though, we'll take Koenigsegg's word that it is the world's fastest car. So that's it for this video. Do you agree with our list? Comment down below your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and as always, we will catch you in the next video.